Hey dreamers, welcome back to Manifest with Metty. I'm your host, Metty, and today we're having a conversation that might get a few people talking. Because apparently everybody wants to discuss submission. But I have a different question. What have you done to create an environment where someone actually feels safe enough to trust your leadership? Because leadership isn't a title. And it definitely isn't something you get simply because you walk into the room and announce that you're the man. Leadership comes with responsibility. Let's talk about it. I recently came across a post that made this point through something incredibly simple. A woman discovered that someone had noticed her gas tank was low. He filled it up, he washed her car, and checked her tires. Her response was basically, "You are absolutely the best." Now listen, she wasn't excited because gasoline suddenly became romantic. It was the consideration. Somebody noticed. Somebody thought ahead. Somebody handled something that affected her without waiting for her to ask a whole lot of times. And that little act communicated something much bigger. I got you. That's what caught my attention. I think sometimes we confuse leadership with authority. Leadership isn't about being the person making every decision. It isn't necessarily paying every bill. And it certainly isn't controlling another adult. Sometimes leadership looks remarkably ordinary. It's paying attention. It's following through. It's recognizing a need and responding to it. It's thinking beyond yourself. And Scripture gives us a powerful model for that kind of leadership. Mark 10:43 through 45 teaches that whoever wants to become great should become a servant, pointing to Jesus as the ultimate example of leadership through service. That's important because biblical leadership isn't simply follow me because I said so. There's responsibility attached to it. If you want trust, become trustworthy. If you want respect, behave respectably. If you want someone to feel safe enough to soften around you, help create an environment where vulnerability isn't punished. And when I say safety, I'm talking about more than physical protection. There's emotional safety, financial responsibility, consistency, communication, reliability, consideration. Can I tell you something without it being thrown back in my face later? Can I depend on what you say? Do your actions match your promises? Do I have to constantly remind you, manage you, or clean up behind your decisions? Those things matter because trust is rarely built through one enormous gesture. It's usually built through hundreds of tiny experiences that tell another person, you can depend on me. And that applies to everybody in a relationship. Both people should be creating an environment where the other feels valued, respected, heard, and considered. And dreamers, this conversation extends far beyond romantic relationships. If you want to lead employees, serve them. If you want to lead children, model what you're teaching. If you want to lead a community, listen to the people in it. If you want people to trust your decisions, demonstrate that you've considered how those decisions affect someone besides yourself. That's leadership, not domination, not ego, not constantly reminding everybody who's in charge. Service, responsibility, consistency, consideration. Sometimes leadership is a strategic vision, and sometimes it's noticing that somebody you love is driving around on E and saying, "Baby, give me those keys. I got you." That's it. That's the message. Now for our affirmation of the day. Repeat after me. I create relationships where trust, consideration, service, and mutual respect can flourish. You can write this down. You can repeat this as many times as you want. There will be a new affirmation moving forward. I only want to have one affirmation because sometimes you guys know I will stack like 10 of them things in there, and that's too much. So here's today's reflection. If you removed your title, your position, and everything you say about yourself, would your everyday actions still identify you as a leader? Sit with that one. Because people don't experience our intentions. They experience our behavior. And sometimes the smallest act of consideration communicates more than the biggest speech ever could. A full tank, a checked tire, a promise handled. Sometimes that's what I got you looks like. Stay grounded. Stay growing. Let's go, dreamers. I love you.